Welcome back to my video. I hope all of you are doing well. Today, a little bit about worldwide interesting stamps, etc. Let's get started. Japan. Stamps of 1937 on a small piece with a well-applied C-post cancel. Very nice, very attractive, even though the stamps themselves are of lower value, but the cancels do make up for that. So, very attractive. In USA, a carrier stamp number 1 of 1851, unused with no gum, with a shallow thin. Well, it looks good, but expertising in this case is essential, since this is a very high catalog valued item, if real. So that needs to be sent off. But nonetheless, interesting to have such an item, real or not, in your own collection. In India, state of Cochin Anchal of 1943, the right stamp with possible double printing. Let's take a closer look. Here we have the normal, and up here the possible double. As you can probably see on the scan, the doubling of the color brown. One is rather light and the other one dark and being the normal color. So perhaps that was a reason for running it again through the printing, because the lighter brown perhaps was not distinct enough. I'm just guessing at this one, but it's a possibility. So anyways, very interesting item as well. So much interesting stuff out there. It's just endless and makes our hobby absolutely fascinating and irresistible. Yes, and addictive. And yes, I am addicted, no doubt about it. And Mexico, issue of 1895 as imperv to the left margin, question mark, or just a straight edge. Well, that I have no reference to, and I cannot say with certainty which it falls under. Or it was an imperv pair, imperv between, and then cut apart. That's also a possibility. So, again, another puzzle. In Norway, original issue of 1894 on the left, and the redrawn issue of 1910 on the right. And the predominant feature is there is a dark or the colored line right here in the circular part of the post horn. And here it is non-existent, just clear, and the post horn in its normal position. So evidently corrected after they've seen this colored line. But that's the difference between the two issues, 1894 and 1910. And Greece, Athens issue of 1889. And the one on the right, yes, possibly a plate flaw, but not sure because the catalogs I have do not show that as such. But still, again, I repeat myself over and over, very interesting item, yes. And Great Britain, re-engraved Britannia issue of 1934 with a strange color streak. Not a scratch, I looked very closely under magnification, and no paper damage either. So maybe it happened, must have, during the printing process, that either something, debris or something got in the way, or something streaked the color before it dried up. I'm not sure. Right here, it's very pronounced and again, very interesting situation. And there are no, if it is scratched, there would be paper fibers or anything like that. The paper is undisturbed. So I assume it was happening while the stamp was printed. Certainly an item of curiosity. And Spain, a Vortex stamp of 1877. The right stamp probably done with a dirty printing plate because the eye, as you can see, looks like a fiber or something got in the way, or a crack, not sure, right where the eye is, where this one on the left is normal. So again, no reference again, but yeah, quite an obvious situation here. In South Kasai was not internationally recognized with questionable stamps of 1961. Nevertheless, they were tolerated, and most or all are listed in a catalog, which catalog basically a lot under $10 each, except for one item on the upper right, cataloging a cool $100. Unbelievable, and certainly a big surprise of such material. So you never know what you run into. Always good to try and check out everything that's unknown or unfamiliar. And sometimes we do come up with, yes, quite interesting and sometimes a little pricey material. So we must keep on looking and checking things accurately. Norway, a provisionary postage due on the left, and an interesting, not too often seen crown post horn cancel. Very well placed as well. Yeah, the postage due always is indicated if a stamp has a capital T, whether by itself, in a circle, or whatever format they chose to use. So this is when postage due stamps are in short supply, and so they improvise, in this case in Norway, with a temporary indicator such as this cancel with the large T as a provisionary postage due. So also very collectible, as is the Crown Post Horn Cancel. So much nice stuff out there. Just really, really nice. And Somalia, a Perfin Saggio, or however it's pronounced in Italian, meaning wise. I have had this word as overprint on some Italian stamps, but I'm not certain for what purpose this was done. So here we have one from Somalia, which at the time was, I guess, under Italian domination or control. So quite interesting again. If anyone has any ideas or can clue me in on what the purpose of that is, please do comment below. I'd certainly appreciate it. And Switzerland, both issued in 1908 and look alike in design. But are they? Well, let's find out. Take a close look. Do you see any differences? I'm not talking color because that sometimes does have slight differences in this case. It's in the design. Do you see anything? All right. I bet you spotted it, but I'll go over it anyways. No, they are not the same. Designer's initial and designer's first initial with full last name on the right stamp. And it's right here, and I know that you cannot identify clearly as you can perhaps see the initials of the designer of the stamp. The biggest and best way to identify is the two laurel leaves right here under the sword, as opposed to the three laurel leaves. If you see three of them, then you will see the full name of the designer right in this location here. The one on the right, for whatever reason, is most difficult to find, even though in mint condition, the one on the left that we predominantly encounter is a little bit better priced as the one on the right. So I don't know why that is. This is the first time I ever run into the stamp with the full designer's name. So I don't know about you people out there, but maybe you had these more often. Not sure. Please let me know. Well, again, with your generosity, a thumbs up and a click on my subscribe button if you haven't done so already will be received with much gratitude. Thank you so very much for watching. Yes, little treasures are out there, and even though if they're not listed in a catalog, as quite a few of the ones in this video are not, at least I have not been able to come up with anything concrete on those, they are still extremely interesting and always a nice addition to any stamp collection. So at least for myself, I do enjoy all these oddities, freaks, or whatever they're called, immensely. And I'm always thrilled every time if I do find one. And again, that is also a very fascinating part of this fantastic hobby. So let's keep on stamping. My channel, Stamp Space, MyFunThings. Thank you so very much for watching.